Picture this: a gray morning at New York's John F. Kennedy International Airport. The loudspeakers hum with indistinct announcements, suitcase wheels glide across the polished floor, and immigration officers stamp passports in a monotonous rhythm. It's routine, the kind that fades into the background of everyday life, until a woman steps up to counter number 3. Nothing unusual at first glance. She's in her 30s, wearing a beige coat, calm eyes, passport in hand. She hands it to the officer, a man trained to spot even the slightest irregularity. He flips through the pages absent-mindedly, then freezes. The document looks official: hardcover, security holograms, perfect photo, neat signature. But one line catches his eye. Under nationality, there's a word he's never seen before: Torenza. He frowns, types the name into the U.S. government database. No results. He checks the CIA World Factbook. Nothing. Neither in UN records, nor on geopolitical maps. The country doesn't exist anywhere. The officer looks up. "Ma'am, where are you from?" She smiles politely. "From Torenza." Her tone is firm, as if the question were absurd. "It's in Europe, between France and Spain." The man exchanges a look with his colleague. "Between France and Spain, there's only a small territory, Andorra. But Torenza? Never heard of it." Out of caution, they contact their supervisor. A few minutes later, the traveler is escorted by 2 officers to an interrogation room. She sits down without resistance, looking more surprised than scared. Her passport lies on the table, high-quality paper, golden seal, full serial number. An expert examines it under UV light. Nothing abnormal. "I don't understand," she says calmly. "I come to New York often for business. Torenza is a member of the European Union. You can check." But the computers still show nothing. Even the currency she pulls from her bag to prove her good faith has never been seen before. The bills show the portrait of an unknown king and inscriptions similar to French, but slightly altered, as if from a parallel dialect. While the officers question her, a curious employee discreetly records the scene on his phone. A few seconds of footage are enough. The woman's calm tone, the puzzled faces of the officers, the tense atmosphere of an airport room. A few hours later, the video leaks online. Headline: Woman detained in New York with passport from a non-existent country. In less than 24 hours, the Torenza passport woman takes over the internet. The footage is short and grainy, but enough to ignite a worldwide frenzy. On TikTok, millions of views. On X and Instagram, endless threads dissect every second. And everywhere, the same question: where is this woman from? Some users claim to recognize her accent. It's not Spanish, not French, not Italian. Others zoom in on the passport and insist they see unknown symbols, an alphabet never recorded before. The more confusion grows, the deeper the fascination becomes. Very quickly, theories explode. For mystery enthusiasts, she's an interdimensional traveler from a parallel world where Torenza truly exists. For sci-fi fans, she's crossed a time rift, a glitch in the matrix. And for the spiritual ones, she's a sign, proof that multiple realities coexist without ever intersecting. But beyond the fantasies, one detail fuels the legend even more: the eerie parallel to an old story, long forgotten by many but famous among mystery lovers. The case of the man from Taured. In 1954, at Tokyo's Haneda Airport, a well-dressed businessman presented a passport issued by a country called Taured. Just like now, the Japanese authorities checked everything. No such country existed. The man calmly claimed he came from a European nation located, once again, between France and Spain. The document details, the currency, the entry stamps, everything looked real. He was placed in a hotel under surveillance. The next morning, he had vanished, without a trace, as if into thin air. Since then, the man from Taured has become an urban legend. Some see it as a spatial anomaly, others as an elaborate hoax. But every time something strange happens at an airport, the story resurfaces in forums and documentaries. And now, in 2025, a woman seems to repeat the same scenario. Same geographic area, same calm tone, same mystery. For many, It's no longer coincidence. She's from the same world as him, some write. Taured has become Torenza. The hype turns viral. Accounts specializing in unexplained phenomena create dramatic edits. The headlines compete. The traveler from a forgotten world. The return of the Taured passenger. Proof of a parallel universe. But behind the frenzy, a few voices rise. Journalists, digital imaging experts, data analysts. They notice inconsistencies. The terminal lighting doesn't match JFK's. The uniforms look off. And the background sound, the airport announcements, comes from an audio clip used in several royalty-free videos. Something's wrong. But for most people, it's already too late. The myth has been born. While the world debates the vanished country of Torenza, fact-checkers start digging deeper. Not into maps, but into pixels. And what they find ends the mystery. Or rather, turns it into a mirror of our time. First discovery. The viral video was never filmed at JFK Airport. The officers' uniforms don't match U.S. Customs models. The display boards in the background belong to a European terminal. And the reflections in the glass? They reveal scenery that doesn't exist anywhere in New York. Second clue, the woman's face. At first glance, everything looks natural. But frame by frame, movements appear slightly off. Hair shadows don't follow the light, and her lips sync perfectly, too perfectly. AI experts confirm it's a deepfake. A fully AI-generated face superimposed on an actress filmed elsewhere. The so-called Torenza passport? Also digital. The logo, stamps, typography, all fragments of real documents fused together with advanced imaging tools. A montage so precise it fooled millions, at least for a moment. The hoax reportedly originated from an anonymous account on a video platform, posted as a social experiment. But within hours, the test escaped its creator. What was meant to demonstrate the evolution of deepfakes became a worldwide legend. And here's where the story gets interesting. Because in truth, the real subject isn't that imaginary woman. It's us. Our need to believe in what defies logic. Our hunger to feel that the world still hides uncharted mysteries. And our growing inability to tell reality from fiction when the two look identical. Journalists eventually confirmed. No passenger was detained at JFK that day. No country named Torenza exists, not in archives, not in diplomatic databases. And no Elena Verdes, the name most often tied to the video, has ever been registered anywhere. Everything was fake, but astonishingly well made. And maybe that's the real message. We've entered an era where lies can perfectly mimic truth, where a simple montage, an artificial voice, and a digital backdrop can create a global myth. The woman from Torenza never stepped through an interdimensional portal. She came out of an algorithm, but her story reveals something profoundly human. Our fascination with the unexplainable, our thirst for wonder, our vulnerability to the magic of a well-told lie. So next time a video appears on your feed that seems too strange to be true, remember, it might not be a sign from another world, but simply an illusion born of our own. Because today, the mystery no longer lies in airports, it hides in lines of code.